Hello everyone and welcome to a special Halloween edition of Monsters of the Mind. I am your host, Mr.G. I'm Mr. G from a universe where everyone's head is a pumpkin. Don't question it too much. Anyway, one of my subscribers keeps requesting that I sing This Is Halloween. Unfortunately, I fear copyright, so I'm not really comfortable doing that. So here's a compromise. Instead of singing a song, I will make a special Monsters of the Mind about the main character of the film it's from. Ladies and gentlemen, in this Halloween special, I shall be talking about Jack Skellington. Skellington is just a fancy way of saying skeleton, while Jack is obviously a reference to jack-o'-lanterns. He's an individual, he's pretty benevolent, because after all, that's their job, but they're not mean. Anyway, he comes from Halloween Town and he originated in The Nightmare Before Christmas. Jack Skellington is portrayed as being a tall skeletal figure wearing a tuxedo and a bat-shaped bow tie. Jack first appeared in the poem Nightmare Before Christmas, which was written by Tim Burton in the late 1980s as a spooky version of traditional Christmas tales. Later on, it got turned into a stop-motion movie released in 1993, which is much more well-known. Both the film and the poem have the same plot. Basically, Jack is the leader of Halloween Town, since in this universe holidays have their own little pocket dimensions. Anyways, after many decades of doing this, Jack has grown bored of his life and wants something new, so he ends up leaving Halloween Town and stumbles across the portals to the other holidays, with one door in particular catching his attention. He ends up in Christmas Town and quickly becomes entranced with the holiday. He ends up loving it so much that he decides he will become Santa for the year. So he gathers up the town to make toys and has Santa Claus kidnapped in order to live out his fantasies. However, things go south rather quickly, as the toys end up proving to be dangerous, which leads Jack to getting shot down, which makes him realize that his true place is Halloween. So he goes home and sets everything straight. The end. When it first came out, Nightmare was a decent enough success. It wasn't a blockbuster or anything, especially compared to the other Disney movies at the time. But as time passed, it quickly became a Christmas-ween classic, and despite never getting a true sequel, it ended up becoming a very profitable franchise, with Jack appearing in many pieces of Disney media. In 2005, a video game called Oogie's Revenge came out. Being set after the film, it's about the main bad guy of the first film, Oogie Boogie, being resurrected, so Jack has to take him out again. And in the same year, there was the video game prequel, The Pumpkin King, which dealt with Jack's first encounter with Oogie. In the Kingdom Hearts franchise, Jack has appeared in several of the games. In the first game, Jack is trying to teach a bunch of the main bad guy's mooks how to dance, but he realizes quickly that he can't do that. And in the second game, Jack tries to become Santa again, but then Santa's like, no. So, yeah. Jack also appeared as a playable character in the now-defunct Toys to Life game Disney Infinity. And he's a playable character in the mobile game Disney Heroes Battle Mode. Jack's also made cameos in other films by the same director, Henry Selick. In James and the Giant Peach, his puppet was reused for one of the skeleton pirates. And in Coraline, his head appears as an egg yolk. They had to be pretty subtle about this since they were made by different studios. And of course, every December, Disneyland revamps the Haunted Mansion to give it a Nightmare Before Christmas theme. Here, Jack basically brings Christmas to the ride and teaches all the other ghosts about it. Overall, Jack is pretty much Disney's go-to guy when they need some sort of Halloween-related character, and as such, we'll probably be seeing Nightmare Before Christmas things until the end of time, which means that in the future there will definitely be more appearances by Mr. Skellington. Well, that's all for this Halloween special. I'll see you guys next year. Have a happy Halloween, and a safe one at that. And remember, don't play with Ouija boards, and don't sacrifice your friends to demons. Trust me, it never ends well. Oh, and make sure you check your windows before you go to bed. You wouldn't want someone breaking in and stabbing your throat while you sleep, would you?